What's up, football fans? Welcome back to another Falcons film room video. I know we didn't have a video out last week. I apologize. Busy week, but boy, oh boy, this Falcons zone defense is going to drive me insane. I want to understand what their responsibilities are, why they give up so much space, and why they just let everyone seem to catch everything. All right, first drive of the game. This is the touchdown play of this first drive that really, got us thinking it was going to be an ugly game. We're in cover 2 here. I got the bubbles drawn out for you guys just to give you a general idea, right? Terrell in the flat, where this outside linebacker's over here in the hook curl zone, middle linebacker. We're in a nickel. We have Isaiah Oliver in. He's hook curl. Darren Hall flat. Richie Grant, our guy on the play that's going to give up this touchdown in the deep half. And then Jalen Hawkins, deep half. All right. What we get from Jamar Chase is a seam route, go route, 9 route, whatever you want to go. He bends it inside, tries to bend it back out. Tyler Boyd's here. He's just going to run right up the seam, going to get wide open. And what you get from Higgins is kind of rub into this route to basically, if it was cover 3, or in this case, it's a cover 2, the guy responsible for this deep half is now worried about both receivers, and then he's going to break off into the corner, flag route, whatever you want to call it. And then we have the leak out by Mixon into the flat. Okay. So let's talk about responsibilities on the play after we get the pass read. Okay. Because it's a semi play action play, or he kind of, puts the ball out there. It's not a great play action. It's not fooling anyone. We get this linebacker, takes one step up, and then he gets into his drop. But what I don't understand in zone is why we aren't finding and hitting the receivers. Okay. Now, anyone who's played football is, right now they have this 5 yards to redirect and really disrupt the receiver's timing. Okay. With the quarterback. Terrell's the only one that does a pretty decent job of funneling Jamar Chase inside. And what I mean by that is he's going to take his outside away. He's going to get hands on, funnel him, and he's going to sync with him. It's not man coverage. He's going to sync with him as far as he knows if nothing's coming out into the flat. And to him, the back is lined up opposite. The tight end is even opposite. So pretty much he knows he's going to be trailing Chase if Chase goes deep, and he's going to be able to be aggressive, get hands on, and then just trail because he's got Hawkins over the top. Anything else short, he should be robbing. Okay, solid job down here. Up top is where the issue comes. Okay, Hall is not in a press situation where he can get hands on. Higgins runs away from him, and all he does is open up and leave more space. Isaiah Oliver is the one that I'm most upset with this on this play. Okay, right here, our guy that we're hovering over with the mouse. He should have, even if he actually takes a run read step, which I don't think he does, he would have been in this 5-yard range to get hands on Boyd and really just hit him in the shoulder pad on his way out to cover his ground. Because if he smacks him, it redirects him. Okay. And then Hawkins here, deep half, he's reading. Okay, reading. This is what I mean, his eyes. He wants to be reading 2 to 1, the second receiver, because like I've mentioned in other videos, if I use this blue line here, right? If he goes here or he goes here, he knows he could snap his eyes to 1 and kind of worry about what 1's doing. Because if this guy goes east or west off the snap, this guy's got to be coming deep into his zone, or you would imagine, unless you're going to get 2 quick hitch routes or something like that. If they were here and here, then he's just going to drive up late, and these guys are all responsible for all the underneath stuff. Not a big deal. But he sees he's getting pushed. He's going to keep backpedaling and watching too. But while he's doing that, they make it easy. They kind of hug each other. So he's like, okay, I'm going to be in between these two. As long as I just stay in between these two, I should be good. The problem is Boyd either gives him a little step inside here and then runs right up the seam. he loses his footing. Now, that's why it's a broken play, wide open. But I also think he was going to get beat even if he didn't mess up his footing, because for whatever reason, he overextends this way on the play. Okay, just a little bit. And that's why when he sees Boyd, he's still coming. And the problem is Isaiah here, okay, didn't get hands-on. Free release to NFL wide receivers. He's running full speed now. He's backpedaling. There's no way he's going to make up that ground fast enough, especially a good slot speedy receiver like Boyd. So now he gets his feet underneath him. Bad technique. It happens, right? He drops and Burrow capitalizes on the play. Hall, on the other hand, does not do a good job of really syncing with this guy, because at this point, he does a decent job, I would say, because if Burrow has to throw the pass here, he is in a space where he can't bullet it or he would intercept it. So he lobs it, and if he lobs it, he has time to react. But he really shouldn't have been worried about Mixon coming out of the backfield. But all in all, I'm going to run the play through for you guys. I'm going to clear this out. What really happened is our guy, Grant, does not do a good job of keeping his feet and trusting his eyes and trusting what he's reading. And then he gets, whether he's nervous or has to hop out of a bad position, and he gets caught and fall. Right here we see he gets eyes on. He's in a back pedal. He's good. Now they both stacked each other. So he's actually in great position. Hall doesn't do as bad as a job as I thought, so I apologize. But Isaiah Oliver is the one right here. He's extending. He didn't get hands on here. If anything, while they were both running this rub concept in here, if he gets hands on him, he almost makes him blow up and trip over themselves, and then we're good. And they're bracketing Chase perfectly here, okay? But Hall just squeezes it. He doesn't really get hands on, I should say. And now he's going to sync with it. Look at the back pedal. We're here. He sees this is the deep most threat. He's got to be the deepest man on this half of the field. He's kind of tall, if you ask me. He's standing straight up. Not a good DB technique for this, because now he sees him break, and I don't know what gets his feet mixed up. He literally just stumbles. He stepped on his own foot. That was bad technique. All it comes down to is bad technique. It was actually pretty ugly watching it with you guys. Now, let's run it back. I'm just going to let it run through. Look at this. Literally just steps on his own foot. But I also think he broke too late, because if he would have broke when he was supposed to break, he's in a full speed. He was turning. He's still getting cooked. And just like that, touchdown. We don't execute well enough in zone coverage. All right, here's another example of us just giving up so much space. And this time, it's something that I keep talking about. Our linebackers not understanding, from my point of view, how to pass drop into their zones. Now, in zone coverage for DBs and linebackers dropping back, that is the one time they tell you it's okay to look back at the formation, look at the quarterback. But the problem is looking back without first taking care of your responsibility and making your reads. Okay. So once it becomes a pass read, his eyes need to snap to who he would have been reading to drop into his zone. The receivers are the ones running around, are they not? Him dropping back. Okay. So let's just key on this guy, for example, right now. I'm sorry. So let's just key on our guy right here. Okay. If he goes right, he takes a step in this case and then backs up. If it's a pass play, I think we can all agree the minute he steps up and these guys are running their routes, he has no idea where they are. Yes, he can look at the quarterback and see where his eyes are looking or where he might throw it, but he has no idea where those guys behind him are. And in this case, he is zone responsibility. He may take one step to read and then he gets back. fine. Linebacker duties, because what we do, we have a little stunt going. These two linebackers are going to blitz, cross blitz, and when instead of sending our 4 guys on the line, we're going to get him to drop back into his zone, him to drop back into his zone. Okay, we're running cover 3, right? We have this corner dropping here, safety here. We have this corner dropping here. We have a safety rolled up who does not do a good job of this flat zone. Isaiah is here, responsible for this flat zone. They have like a little rolled over look. So you see the routes in yellow. Okay, I don't like Hawkins' alignment. Okay, I don't know if this is what his alignment should be. If he's already up here and this guy's the one responsible for a deep zone, we should use this man to collision one of these 2 guys. I don't care if it's this guy or this guy, right? And that's why he's playing in the middle of them. He doesn't get hands on either of them and doesn't redirect any of these routes. So he's like a wasted body. All right. Then we have Oliver out here who pushes out here. He's going to get stemmed with him. He runs the route. He tries to basically get him to open up this way. And Chase is going to run an out route. That is not part of the read here on this play. Burrow comes quickly to the bottom of the screen down here. So the play was given up entirely by this gentleman because this deep third, he's going to read 2 to 1. So he's going to read these 2. So because they both pushed him vertical for about 10 yards, he was probably going to be splitting here. The minute he stops, he then knows he's going to weave over and cover Higgins, all right, or the number 1 receiver in this case out here. He's dropping back, reading both inside receivers, anyone coming inside. Nothing comes. He's just going to keep getting deep, be the deepest man on the field. Terrell sinking back. He just wants to be deep enough so neither of these guys can break his cushion. They both push him to 10 yards, and then they both, one stops and one breaks out. So in this case, he could have drove up on either route. I feel like he gets a little deep, but it's okay. They didn't go there. My issue all comes with this play right here, and why I don't understand why our guys do not look for their receivers. So he's dropping to this zone. He can also, as soon as he drops back, read 2 to 1 as he's getting into this zone. So as soon as he takes this step, he should turn his eyes back this way and see. He would see him stop here, number 1, and then just completely get in his way. Then it'd be like, oh, he sees him. He can get in the throwing lane at least without even looking at him. And maybe the ball hits him in the back of the helmet. Okay, he's not going to get face guarding. It's not a DB running with one-on-one all the way up here. He's dropping into his zone. He can find his man. And that's what he doesn't do. He just sinks back and he starts moving to this zone where the guy doesn't really go to, okay, while looking back at him. So he's just finding the pocket. He does a great job running this route, okay? And over here, he's in la la land because he does nothing but just sit here in between 2 receivers and doesn't get hands on. It's just very hard to watch these zone drops and how we're playing zone and not playing zone with a man concept or man through zone. Okay, I should say. It's like a legit zone where it's just drop to your zone and let's hope they run routes into them. And that's what I think is crazy. We're wasting space by playing the zone the way we are and then not executing. We need to be tighter on the routes, and it's just not what we're doing. So let's run the play. Here's our guy that we're going to look at. See? All right, jab step. Didn't even get a play action. In matter of fact, this tackle gave him pass block read. He got way too far outfield for my liking. But look how he's ready to sink. Awesome. I don't care. You already maybe messed up a little bit. Cool. We'll take it. But boy, you should be hauling ass and turning your head to the receiver. Look, he never looked. He never located. And all he sees is him throwing the ball. Yeah, he's throwing it in my area. But, buddy, you think the quarterback's going to throw you the ball? No way. Come on. It's just sickening. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. And then look at, I love the guy. Look at this. All right, do I go inside? Do I go so I can get hands on one of these guys? So he can't watch this. So he's just sitting here now in between both of them too. Look at this. He looks at him, then looks back. Doesn't shoot him. Now he's sick. Now look, this is what I find so funny though. He dropped back into this, guys. Your eyes are gonna take you to the play. All he sees is him throwing now, so he's like, yeah, okay, ball's coming out. But you were sitting here, didn't touch either man, okay? Didn't touch either one. And you had the audacity to look back at him and not look back to see where this guy was going. The receiver's eyes are going to widen if you're looking at their face through the face mask. They're going to know when the ball is going. Their body language is going to change too. We just don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our eyes. Eyes are everything in the game of football, especially when defending. But Lorenzo Carter, man, I just think what's crazy is, man, look at I literally hit play. This is a pass drop. That's it. He takes 2 jab steps up. Oh my God, maybe one big one. But Burrow's eyes are there. He already knows he's beat. But if he would have just, instead of looking at Burrow the whole time, if he would have just stuck his foot in the ground and opened up to where the second receiver was here, he would have just saw where he was running and he would have got in his way. It would have made Burrow come off this read. And then I think our stun here gets to Burrow. Instead, that's what we get. It's just frustrating, man. I'm no genius. These guys are very athletic. I'm just calling it how I see it. Obviously, it's one thing. These guys are definitely going over it in the film room. I'm just mad because it's week 7 and I feel like our pass drops from the linebackers have been the same and us not hugging routes in this zone have been the same. And I want to know personally why we think that is the best case scenario to stop offenses. I want to know why we think that is the okay move. We're going to get passed right away. Doesn't ever look back. It's sick. I can't watch it, man. That's your video today. We had a little bit of cover 2, a little bit of cover 3, and we see how guys aren't getting their heads in the right space, their eyes in the right space, okay? Or they're stepping on their own feet when their job is to be foot doctors out there and be really good with their feet. Instead, we're stepping on our own feet. We got to get better. But at the end of the day, the Falcons are still tied for first place in a very bad NFC South, okay, with a 3-4 record. We cannot let the Carolina Panthers beat us. We got to beat them 2 times in the next 3 weeks. That's your Falcons film room for the day. Appreciate you guys. Coach Hank heading out. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Please share the video. Get mad about this. Start looking at this when you're watching the game live. Look how we're dropping into our zones and keep looking at everything that keeps getting caught in here. Our linebackers don't look at any receivers, and we're just praying that we're dropping into the passing route. Just sick, man. Your guy, Coach Hank, out.